The Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle Deck is one of the strongest decks that the Pokemon Company have ever released. At the time when this came out in 2022, this was pretty much straight up a top 10 deck out of the box, and it was such an easy deck to recommend for players looking to get a competitive deck without having to fuss around and try and get singles. Now, this deck is still strong. However, with rotation looming, or if you're watching this down the road, rotation having already happened, this deck is not the same value that it once was pre-rotation. And this is in particular if you are playing standard format. So let's talk about the Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle Deck post-rotation. Is this still worth buying? Yes or no? I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle Deck post-rotation. Now, we're going to kick over to PTCGO to look at the deck list. And the biggest problem is if you plan on playing the Pokemon trading card game in standard format, there are a number of cards in this deck that will no longer be legal for standard play. And some of these are really important. For example, Drizzile is not going to be legal anymore. There's 4 copies of that. 2 copies of Shady Dealings Inteleon. This is no longer going to be legal. And this is the core of the deck, right? Shady Dealings, Inteleon, and Drizzile are how this deck functions. And without those cards, this becomes a very different thing. On top of that, a number of the trainer cards are rotating out. Capacious Bucket, Evolution Incense, Quick Ball, Marnie, and Air Balloon. All of these cards will not be standard legal going forward. And because of that, if you are planning on playing standard, especially after rotation, this becomes a much tougher value proposition for you. However, it's not entirely invalid. If you don't care about the formats and you just want like a good self-contained deck, if you're playing it casually with friends or you're playing an expanded format, you can absolutely still pick up this deck and have a great time. If you want to play standard and you need a largely self-contained deck, this is not going to cut it anymore, unfortunately. And I would advise against picking up the Ice Rider deck. I would just go and buy the Mew deck or the Palkia deck instead. Now, an interesting caveat here. If you already have the Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle deck, you don't have to throw this deck in the trash. One of the biggest things happening is that the Palkia League Battle deck is coming soon, or by the time you watch this, it might already be out. And you can mash these 2 decks together to create a very strong post-rotation deck. Here is an example of a top list from Japan featuring Palkia V-Star with Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, and a lot of these cards are already in the Palkia League Battle deck as is. Yes, you're going to have to get a couple of extra cards like the Drapion, the Luminion, and Judge and stuff, but the framework of the Palkia deck is here. And you can just drop 2/2 Ice Rider from this Ice Rider League Battle deck, and you will have a very strong post-rotation deck framework that you just need to make a couple of tweaks to, and you're good again, which is awesome. Now, if you don't already have the Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle deck and you want to build something like this, I would recommend, instead of buying both decks, I would buy the League Battle deck, and then I would buy the singles for the Ice Rider Calyrex V and the VMAX separately. The V right now is going for like $1, and you'll need 2 copies of this, and then 2 copies of the VMAX, and this is going for $2. So, and you'll want 2 copies of this for $6. You can go and augment your Palkia V-Star League Battle deck to essentially be Ice Rider Palkia and be really strong going forward. So, in summary, if you are in the market for a League Battle deck, Should you buy the Ice Rider deck right now? Probably not. If you're playing standard, and you are looking at the different league battle deck options, Ice Rider Calyrex probably not the deck for you. I would steer clear of that one and go grab the Palkia one or the Mew one instead. If you already have the Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle deck, I would recommend buying the Palkia League Battle deck and taking the Ice Riders from the old deck and putting them into the new Palkia deck for standard play post-rotation. And if you don't mind formats and you're fine playing expanded or casual because you're just playing with family and friends, and you like the idea of how Ice Rider Calyrex works, yeah, go buy the Ice Rider Calyrex League Battle deck and just have fun at your own pace. And I would also recommend, if you don't mind formats at all, I would recommend buying the Ice Rider Calyrex deck and the Palkia deck and putting the Palkias in the Ice Rider deck instead. So you've got access to shady dealings with Palkia. That deck is going to be absolutely bonkers in a casual or expanded format. But those are my thoughts on the Ice Rider Calyrex deck at this point in time. I hope that information is useful to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. And before we go, some quick plugs. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. Twitch fam, stay here. YouTube, I gotta go. You can find me on Twitch at In Third Person, where we stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And you can check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.